Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault. Today is another LEGO Top 10 MOCs of the Week episode where I show you guys the coolest custom creations I happen to see people building in LEGO bricks throughout this last week. Like always, there's way more than just 10 creations, and like always, the links to everybody I'm talking about are in the description below. I don't show these models off in any particular order of best to worst, just a bunch of creations I really like. And before we jump in, first I do want to say that the custom build that came out in the web store this last week came from the designer Fukusaku, and it's two different builds, in fact, the loader and a dump truck, the Auriac. It's really interesting to see what classic construction vehicle designs look like when an expert builder decides to tackle them. There are some amazing techniques hidden in these builds, so if you want to check out the video or the instructions in the web store, I have everything linked in the description below, www.brickvault.toys. Alright, now before we jump into the 10, let's see some honorable mentions first. Ivan Martinov has a digital build titled Panzerwagen, and it's an interesting heavy-duty tank design with some bright flashy colors with a wonderful slope on those front treads that makes this thing feel a little bit more sleek. From Librarian Bot, this is Outer Rim Fighter. Just real quick, I love the way these slopes connect with those wing pieces towards the front of the nose. It's a really special angle there. From this LEGO designer, this is a Zaku. There is a bunch of these pictures with some amazing poses with this very classic Gundam mecha design. Well, it's not a Gundam, but just a mobile suit. And then from the Brick Artisan, this is LL929 Galaxy Explorer, another creative, super advanced building based on a classic set. Lots of fun techniques used here, some interesting old school pieces mixed with some brand new ones. This is a fun monochrome bike from Christian Linten. The title is E-Razor Speeder V001 bike. And then the designer Josh titled this one Guarding the Veil. In the description, there's something about a shape-shifting wizard. I just love the details and the steep drop-off into the water pond below. From Andreas Lenander, the title here is District 18 Riot Control. This is a spider police bot of some kind. And I love those flexible pieces down below that I think are meant to look like bits of barbed wire wrapped around as barriers. Here's a very small and seemingly simple build for a Viking longship. Jonas Kram is the designer here, and I just love the shape of this ship considering it's so small. Still feels very detailed. These are the 2020 digital builds from Simon Wild. To give you some perspective here, I believe that X-Wing at the bottom is minifig scale, so these are some pretty massive digital builds. And then lastly, real quick, this is from Frost for the first Brick of Christmas is the title, and it's cool to see a neon glowing Christmas tree in the corner. Now let's jump into top 10. The first build I'm showing you guys off here, just because it's going to be a little earlier in the episode, is from the designer Jerac. The Razor Crest is now here. Full disclosure, we work with Jerac. This is a design that is up in the web store for pre-sale right now. The design tweaks are still being finished out, but this fig scale version of the ship is absolutely awesome. He's been working like crazy on making this as good as possible, and we already have a giant bin of many thousands of LEGO bricks to build one of our own. If you wanted to build this on your own right now, this is on a pre-sale right now. It's actually slightly discounted, and when the final version of the model is done, we'll have a video for you. And I mean, we've just been drooling over the Razor Crest design for so long, and this really is a special model with some amazing techniques thrown in there. Can't wait to build this here in the studio. Remember, links to everything I'm talking about are in the description below, so specifically there is a link to this on our store page. And then moving down, number 9 on the list is from Marcin Otreba. This is the Nazgul's Flight. Some amazing mechanical functions have been thrown in here. There is a very smooth flying effect that you can do for this creature, whether it's manual or battery powered, or motor powered I should say. It is a lot more than just wings flapping. There is a whole life and motion to this creature, which I absolutely love. And now we're looking at number 8 from Anthony Wilson. The title is Marrow of the Earth. It's a really interesting design. I love that there's so many different floral colors to this build. You really do have a bit of everything from the rainbow, even though the primary character here is black and white with a big brown staff. And stylistically, it all just works quite well. detail. I love the proportion of the slightly larger hands, the big antlers, and the simple tattered cape. Now here, build number 7 is from a designer we have not shown off before, somebody I discovered this week. The builder is Treunsty, Unaaha, and the title is Room Castle Project. It doesn't look like it's a completed model necessarily, but I love the design that we have for this monk. They use the Minecraft villager piece, which is great, and that is an upturned bottom half of an Ninjago cowl that makes up the bit of hair that goes around, but he's got the bald spot still in the center. It's a really fun idea, and also the build for the tiled floor at the bottom has some great shapes that I have not yet seen before. Honestly, people could just make different floor designs in Lego forever. You would never be able to exhaust the amount of just weird and interesting shapes. This has definitely got some stuff I've never seen before. And then number 6 from Corvus Auriac MOCs. This is titled Spirit in the Painting. Really a creepy and scary looking skeletal sort of apparition is popping out from the painting here. I love the ornate details of the frame, the shoulder detailing being used as the teeth from this scary looking creature is always a great detail. And if you wanted to look at this in a little bit more of a comfortable or funny light, we have the complete entry of the Ghostbusters Lego Ideas contest. And there you can see this ghost or apparition from the painting is actually getting sucked into one of those trapping devices that the Ghostbusters use. And now we're jumping onto a builder called Two Rabbits. This is his most recent design, the Wing Gundam EW. But if you do like big Gundam mobile suits, this builder has been knocking out some amazing creations for quite a long time, and I think their style or build styles just been getting better and better. Number 4 is from the builder Firas Abu Jabber, and this is the Ford F-150 Raptor Supercab. This guy builds in roughly a creator expert scale in terms of the size of these different cars that he makes, and the Ford Raptor here has a ton of functions. The roof can fold up, the hood comes up, there's a complete engine and a bunch of mechanical detailing on the inside. The wheels can turn, the doors open, the back tailgate comes down, and it basically does everything that you would want from a Lego Creator Expert set, maybe even a little bit more. And I can solidly say that I am not a truck guy, but I definitely like this build a lot. Number 3 is from Peter Furstenberg, and it is the Adidas X Lego shoe, but it's literally made of Lego now. Contextually, I feel like it's worth explaining that this is based on the design of the Lego Adidas shoe that came out recently. There's a lot of excellent shapes. There's really a lot of interesting, complex connections to get some of these shapes to work, especially for the upturned toe in the front, and also a bit of that curved heel in the back. There's even quite a lot of stud detailing for the underside of the shoe. It looks great from all angles. And the real question here is, if you were to put this on, would this be the ultimate torture device for your foot? My guess is it would shatter into a million pieces before you had the ability to really find out. But anyways, it's awesome. We're moving on to number 2 from ExeSandbox. This is Umbrella Store. This builder does not make creations too often, and when they do, they are on another level. This is built with the same style of the Creator Modular line in mind, so this would be able to fit in with any of those other Creator Modular sets, and there is just some awesome detailing. I love the tiling for the sand blue on the exterior. The outside feels like it could be relatively simple, but really there are some expert little subtle techniques used to just illustrate a few of the window detailings, stairs, and I even love that red telephone booth, that English style telephone booth on the corner. The design section really blows my mind with that sheet of cloth that's hanging over the corner. That's a bit of detailing that I simply have not seen in another model before, and it looks so good. And this is just one of those models that I feel like would stand out really well in a Lego city, but not distract in a way that feels like it would be out of place. It's really just an awesome build. Now we're jumping over to the last one of the week. This is a really impressive model from Shawn Snyder, who does not make models too often, or at least post pictures on his Flickr too often of them, and that is partially, I believe, because they're just so massive and they're such a huge undertaking. I don't believe an official title was given to this build, but I'm calling it Predator on the Throne for obvious reasons. It is a huge brick built figure. He says in the description that it's hard to get good posability when you start making figures this big in Lego form, which I could totally understand. So he went with the throne design, partially because A, it just looks really cool, and also I'm sure it gives the designer a lot more peace of mind when he has this thing set somewhere. He doesn't think the Predator could fall at any moment. It really looks solid. I love the design for the different alien skulls that we have in the back, kind of shooting out diagonally, and we have the big one up at the top. There's some human skulls underneath the Predator's hands, and the Predator himself has just so many great details. The face in particular has so many great techniques. It really does look recognizable and scary and mean, and the rest of the body is built extremely well. Everything here is built well, detailed to a wonderful degree. Now, that was it for the top 10 MOCs of the week. It's a really fun video to do. Thank you guys for watching. Remember, links to everything I'm talking about is in the description below. If you have any extra time, you can check out our web store, www.brickvault.toys. Fukusaku's construction vehicles are awesome. We've really been loving the support you guys are showing Jerac's Razor Crest so far. And if you enjoy our content, you can always like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever it is that you want to do. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time at BrickVault.